Hey, what is up, guys? I've got some cool stuff to show you today that's really going to help to improve how to approach playing over 2-5-1 progressions. You know, there isn't any other chord progressions in jazz that are used with the kind of perpetuity that the 2-5-1 progression provides. Many are led to believe that this chord progression is diatonic, and therefore you can just noodle around using the same scale over all three chords, and everything will be hunky-dory. But this isn't how the jazz masters approach this. Stay with me because I've got some invaluable information coming up that's going to blow your mind. Now, when playing 2-5-1 patterns, the main ingredient that's really going to make your lines happen is the rhythmic variations that you apply. Even when playing straight eighth notes over a jazz tune, there's a way that you can group the flow of notes together that changes the dynamic of what you're playing. Today I'm going to show you 4 different 2-5-1 lines with different rhythmic variations, and then I'm going to show you how to put these into what I call flow drills, where it'll be directly applicable to a real-world playing situation. Firstly, what I want you to do is listen to the end result. Then I'm going to come back and reverse engineer this performance into a set of exercises that you can integrate into your vocabulary. Check this out. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this performance down. Now, the form of what you just heard is 16 bars in length, starting with a 2-5-1 in B flat major, and then moving down in whole steps to the keys of A flat, G flat, and E. Each one of these 2-5-1 lines are 4 bars in length, so we've got 4 different 2-5-1 patterns that we're going to investigate here. One of the most powerful ways to spice up your 2-5-1 lines is to use different rhythmic phrasing, so you're not only creating tension melodically and harmonically, but also rhythmically as well. So in line 1, I'm predominantly using quarter notes. Now, when bass players normally think of quarter notes, this is often mistaken for a rhythmic value that only works well when playing walking bass lines. But this isn't true, and a huge number of the greatest jazz soloists of all time use quarter notes as a way of creating rhythmic tension and variation in their lines. Check it out. In line 2, although I'm using all eighth notes, notice how I create a specific rhythmic tension by using odd groupings of notes in bar 1. Because a bar of 4/4 has 8 eighth notes, it creates a 3+3+2 pattern. In line 3, I'm phrasing bar 1 as a bar of 3/4 followed by a bar of 1/4. I use a similar phrasing idea in bar 3. Check it out. Line 4 uses a polyrhythmical approach of 3 against 4 across most of the 4-bar phrase. Notice in bar 1 how we have a 2-beat pattern followed by 4 3-beat patterns that cross over the bar lines, and then we're left with 2 beats of rest at the end of the 4-bar phrase. Now, obviously, what we want to do from here is learn these lines in every key. And to be quite honest, this is where most people will stop their learning progression with this type of thing. That's why we want to take it to the next level and learn to chain all these ideas into a single continuous flow drill. This will enable us to learn all the transitions from one 4-bar phrase to the next. Check out how I do this all in the key of B flat major. step in the learning progression is to learn how to transition from key to key. In this example, I'm moving down in major seconds, but you can apply this through any of the cycles of chord movement. What I want you to notice is how doing this will immediately allow you to see the real-world application to the music that you want to play. Let's go ahead and listen to the original performance again to verify this. All the ideas that we've covered today are contained in my latest book, 72 Essential 251 Lines, which is now also available as a printed book from lulu.com. In this lesson, I've shown you 4 lines, so if you want another 68 great lines, which include both major and minor 251 patterns, as well as 3 solo etudes over jazz standards, then make sure to check this out. And if you're like me and you want a printed book on your music stand, then I'll stick the link in the description box below. There's a ton of different concepts that we can combine together to create a successful outcome in our improvisations, but I want you to remember that the skills needed to improve your bass playing revolve around these 4 main areas: motivation, learning methodology, a creative mindset, and developing the ability to flow from one chord to another. Until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.